without any prodding, we had a request of your son-in-law, Jim Goodman, to take the lead. This is a little bit of a roast, but it's mostly a toast. So bear with us, enjoy the show, and Dad, don't be afraid to show some serious emotion. Love you.
Good evening. My name is Jim Goodman, as Brian said. What's that? Okay, I'm Jim Goodman, and I volunteered to go first because when I karaoke, I make whoever goes after me sound really good. So I'm one of the newest acquisitions to the Evoy clan. And it was actually 2 years, 81 days, 3 hours, and 16 minutes ago I became a part of the family. Right in this very room. So it's only appropriate we're here. In my short time, I've compiled a litany of what I call Timisms. And a Timism is something that he utters quite frequently. But it's not just the words that he says, but it's how he says it. And it's how he makes you feel. And I usually feel really good. Just so you know, the Evoy Epic Event Engineers of tonight have put some restraints on me, so I'm supposed to talk quick. I had to cut some of my program, so please bear with me, Lisa. And I have got this approved by my legal counsel. So I don't know if anybody's seen the t-shirts that the grandkids have on. So if a couple of you get to stand up and show everybody, because I think those are really cool. And what they say is they say, the man, the myth, the legend. It's a perfect motif for the three Timisms I'm about to share with you. The first Timism is about the man. And as Father said, Tim likes to visit restaurants. And if you've been there with him for a meal, you've probably heard this. And I don't say it like he does, but I'm going to do my best. Hey, get that broad over here. When I'm with them, about this time, I accidentally, on purpose, drop my napkin. Because I'm ducking. Because the displeasures and the unpleasantries that are about to rain down on this waitress, I don't want to be a part of. But I know the coast is clear when I hear him say, well, thank you, sweetheart. And then Mommy Evoy says, it's all good. The second Timism is when you see him, you know what's coming. His happy eyes get happier. His eyes start to glisten. You start to feel the wind in your face, smell the fresh air. You hear the lapping of the lake water, the rocking of the boat. And then a thunderous voice you hear. It was a big-ass fish. Now, I've seen pictures of this big-ass fish, and he doesn't exaggerate. But the interesting thing is all the times I fish with him, he's never caught a big-ass fish. But when he says a big-ass fish got away, I believe him. And the third Timism is the legend. Now, I've never heard him say this in person, and I know nobody else has heard him say it in person, but if you've called his cell phone, you have heard the message. The message is, you reach Senior, Tim Senior. Please deliver a message. Thank you. Wow. He sounds like Jack Nicholson, but only cooler. When I need a little pick-me-up, I play the recording of his message that I keep. It just makes me feel good all over. And I actually sent it to Coach Q, hoping that he'd play it for the Blackhawks tonight, but evidently he hasn't, because it's not looking good tonight either. But I don't know if you're like me, I've often wondered, what does that person think who dials his number by mistake? I researched this, and I now know more about this subject than anybody I know. Brian, show the pictures now? Through my research, I was able to find Blaine Northup and Bodie Peterson. Blaine Northup and Bodie Peterson. Blaine and Bodie are seniors at Cogswell Polytechnical College in Sunnyvale, California. A couple of weeks ago, they were studying for midterms and they decided to take a break. Blaine went to call and order a pizza, but instead of dialing his area code of 408 and the number, he dialed his area code 708. And you know what he heard? You reached Senior, Tim Senior. Please leave a message. Thank you. He did leave a message, but he went and said to Bodie, I don't know who Senior Tim Senior is, but I think he's the most interesting man in the world. Bodie says, dude, no way. Blaine says, dude, yeah way. So they, after calling and listening to the message again, they were on a mission. Their mission was to find out who Senior Tim Senior was. They have created a website. You can go to www.whoisseniortimsenior.com. No, you gotta make sure you get it right. It's www.whoisseniortimsenior.cpc, that's for Cogswell Polytechnical College.edu. And if you go to this website, you will see some of their prognostications about who Senior Tim Senior is. For instance, they have postulated that he has more charm and charisma, that they had to create a vaccine to control it. They say that when he swims in the ocean, dolphins come to swim with him. They say that his organ donor card lists his beard and mustache. And remarkably, and I think almost all of them are true, this one says that his legend precedes his presence, just like lightning precedes thunder. So Blaine and Bodie were not able to be here tonight, and they feel really bad, and they look forward to meeting the real, most interesting man in the world. But they left a little hello or thank you. That's it. Hang loose. So please raise your glasses and join in a toast to the one that some think is the real, most interesting man in the world. The one that I think is the real, most interesting father-in-law in the world. The man, the myth, the legend. The Senior Tim Senior. I love you, man. William, can you join us at the podium?
Some of you know who this gentleman is, and perhaps many of you do not, but this is one of my dearest best friends, Bill Kuhn, who befriended my father about 25 years ago